parable bugs me. Well, you know what I'm talking about now, this parable about the kingdom of heaven being like a landowner who went out and hired workers for his vineyard first thing in the morning. And he said, I'll pay you the daily wage. They said, great. And so they work all day in the hot sun. Others, he goes out at noon, hires them, same deal. Others at 3. And then finally, at the very end of the day, he hires workers. And then the time comes for payment. And those hired at the very end of the day who worked for only an hour get the daily wage. So naturally, the ones hired earlier think, hey, this is great, I'll be getting more. But they get the same wage as those hired at 5. And even those who were hired at 9, worked all day in the hot sun, they get the same thing. And they squawk. Well, this is unfair, it's unjust. You know, these people work for 1 hour, I work for 8 hours. Why are we getting paid the same? Well, of course, everyone sees the connection to the spiritual life. Let's say you've been at it your whole life long, honoring God and doing what you're told to do and trying to be a good person and following the commands of the church. And suppose there's somebody who, at the very end of life, after living a terrible life of dissolution or violence, deep sin, at the very end, repents. Is that right, that they get the same reward as you would get? You both get to heaven? Remember hearing this story from an older priest friend of mine. This goes back to like the 1930s or 40s. And there was a notorious gangland hitman in Chicago. I mean, one of the worst people you can imagine. Someone whose whole life is dedicated to killing people. And he was involved in some kind of shootout, and he's lying in the street, dying. He was a Catholic, though, and he had the presence of mind to ask for a priest to come, and the priest came. And with his dying breaths, this man confessed his sins and then died. And the priest was asked about it, and he said, well, yeah, I'm sure he'll require purgatory, but yes, this man will go to heaven, just as St. Francis of Assisi went to heaven. And evidently, this older priest friend told me, it caused a real furor in the press, people writing letters in, complaining. How could this be true? That this hitman, this terrible person, just with one simple confession, he'll get the same heaven that St. Francis gets? Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem fair or just.